Hello and welcome to the next video in my pre-algebra review series. Today's video covers Chapter 4, Section 2 of your textbook, entitled Exponents. By the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of using exponents and using the order of operations with exponents. Please leave a like if you find this video to be helpful. Give your classmates a heads up too. It'll be more than likely help them, and it certainly will help this channel get seen by more students. If you'd like me to cover any of these topics in greater detail, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I read them and do my best to answer each and every as time permits. Please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon to be notified every time I release a new video. Thank you. So let's take a look at using exponents. Exponents are used to show repeated multiplication. Exponents are composed of a base number and a power. In the following example, the red number is the base number, just the number being multiplied, and the yellow number is the power, the number of times the base number is being multiplied. So what do we have here? We have, in this example here, we have a 2, a 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all times each other, 6 2s. So 2 to the 6th power, as you see, it's 6 2s right here. 6 2s being multiplied together. A power has two parts, the base and the exponent. The expression 2 to the 6th here is read as 2 to the 6th power. Let's look at some examples. 12 to the 1st. There's a power of 1. Power 1 is just the number itself. It's 12 multiplied by itself. No times. It's already multiplied. 12 is the answer. 6 squared. 6 to the 2nd power, or 6 squared, is 6. 6 times 6 equals 36. The quantity, 0.2, that means everything within this brace here, these parentheses, will be multiplied 3 times. So that's, over here we got the quantity 0.2 times the quantity 0.2 times the quantity 0.2, and the answer there is 0.008. On this one here, we have -7/4, and the important thing is that the 4 does not multiply the negative sign. It only multiplies the number. Because when you get right down to it, -7 is -1 times 7, so they don't carry that unless you'll see here in a second, you include it with the quantity. So here we're going to take 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, and that gives you a 2401, and the minus sign is out on the outside. You multiply the whole thing by minus 1, which is so minus 2401. In this case here, we have the parenthesis, or the quantity, -8 taken 5 times. -8 to the 5th power. So that's the quantity right here. The quantity of -8 times the quantity of -8 times -8 times -8 times the quantity of -8 is 32,768 negative. And the reason it's negative is because it's an odd power. We're doing this 5 times. And whenever you multiply negative signs together, if you multiply them an odd number of times, the answer is always negative. If you multiply by an even number of times, the answer is positive. So there are 5 times here. It's an odd number, so the negative stays with us here. Let's use an exponent here. Let's give it a shot. Write an expression using an exponent. So in A, we have the quantity of -5 times the quantity of -5 times the quantity of -5, and that equals, as we see here, the quantity -5 raised to the 3rd power, because we multiplied it 3 times. Notice that the minus sign was inside the parenthesis. Okay, and here on B, we have a -2, a -2, and we have a times an A, and times a B, and times an A, and times an A. Okay, so we can switch these around to make it easier to put them together and match them up. So we can say that this is equal to -2 times A times A times a. There's three a's. 1, 2, 3 times b. And that would be equal to negative 2a cubed b. Okay? Let's check your understanding. Let's do a few on our own here. So I'll give you a second to think about this. But these should be pretty straightforward at this point for you. What's our base number? The base number is 4. That's what's being multiplied. How many times are we multiplying it? 1, 2, 3 times. So that's 4 cubed. Okay? It says write the following expressions using exponents. That's what we did here. How about on B? We're going to take a 4, and it's times y, and times x, and times y. So what do we have here now? It's 4, and I'm going to put the x in front because I like to put them in order. X, y. How many y's do we have? Well, this is a y, sorry. This is a y, actually. Squared. 4xy squared. Last one down here is, I like to say these, the quantity. So the quantity of minus 3 times the quantity of minus 3 times the quantity minus 3 times the quantity minus 3 is equal to the quantity minus 3 times 4. Okay? Good. I think you did probably well on that. Now, a real-world example. A microscope can magnify a specimen 10 cubed times, 10 to the third power times. How many times is that? Well, let's see what that is. So we know that 10 cubed is 10 times 10 times 10. 3 tens. And so what is 10 times 10? Well, we all know that's 100. And 100 times 10 is 1,000. Resolve these. Resolve means to take these numbers and do what you can to get a final answer. So what do we have here? We have 7 squared. 7 squared. And that's equal to what? That's equal to 7 times 7. And what's 7 times 7 equal to? 49. Well, for B, we're going to evaluate negative a to the 4th and the quantity negative a to the 4th for a equals 2. So wherever we have an a, we're going to replace it with a 2. So here we're going to have minus 2 to the 4th power, and we're going to have the quantity of minus 2 to the 4th power. Are they the same or are they different? Well, we know that when there's no parentheses around this number like this, we're only going to be multiplying the 2 times the 4, because the 1, the 0, the minus sign here really means negative 1 times 2. And we say negative 1 times 2 to the 4th power. You can see that the 4th power goes with the 2, not with the negative 1. So negative 2, so we have right here, this is going to be negative 2 to the 4th, and that equals minus 16. This other one here is the quantity negative 2 to the 4th. So everything is exactly the same, except here we're going to say negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Okay, and what does that equal to? So 2, there's a negative here, I think. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. We know that from just previously here. And we also know that we've multiplied the negative sign 4 times. 4 is even, so that means that the negative signs kind of cancel themselves out. So it's a positive 16. Positive and a negative 16. Now let's talk a little bit about order of operations with exponents. So exponents are included in this order of operations. And the way we should think about it is there's like steps. The first thing you do is you're going to work with the grouping symbols. And the grouping symbols are this. You've got brackets, you've got parentheses, you've got braces. Those are all grouping symbols. So you always have to go inside to the innermost grouping symbol to start your order of operations, because that has to be done before you can go outside to this outer one, and then what's inside here has to be done before you can get here to do these. So, and then this, you have to, then after you get in here, if you have to do like a bracket here and a bracket here squared, and this is like 2 plus 3, you've got to take care of this before you can do the square, because you have to do everything within the brackets first. So this would end up being, the brackets would end up being 5 squared, which is still 25 at this point. And multiplying and dividing, you do the multiplying and dividing before addition and subtraction. And you do the multiplying and dividing from left, do the multiplying over here, and you go right. If you're going to do dividing, it's the same way. Adding and subtracting is the same. You start on the left and move to the right. That's the order you travel across the problem. But you always do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplying and dividing, and then adding and subtracting. Let's take a look at this, see what they do here. So the problem here says 4 times the quantity, 3 plus 2 squared. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take care of what's inside the brace. So as we did here, you see it's 4 times the quantity 5 squared. So the 2 plus 3 becomes the 5. Then we say, then it's 4 times the quantity 25, or 5 squared, which ends up being 4 times the quantity 25. Okay? And that ends up being 4 times 25 is 100. So what do? We took care of inside the braces first. Then we did the exponent. That's how we got the 25. And then we took the 25 times the 4. And that's how we got 100. Down here it says evaluate. Minus 2x cubed plus 4y. For x equal to minus 2 and y equal to 3. So they want us to do the replacements, right? So I rewrote the equation here. And it's minus 2 times the quantity minus 2 it's cubed. That's what we have here. We're putting the minus 2 inside the x, so the entire minus sign has to go in part of that x, and that's why we ended up with the braces. Minus 2 cubed, and now we have 4, and the 3 is by itself here, so 4 times 3. So then you have minus 2, and minus 2 cubed is minus 8, because it's odd. Remember, anytime it's odd, it ends up keeping the minus sign. So minus 2 times minus 8 plus 4 times 3. So now we're into the addition. We've done the multiplication here. Minus 2 times minus 8, and we got 16. And we did the 4 times 3 and got the 12. Multiplications are done. Now what's left is this addition sign here. So now you say 16 minus 2 times minus 8 is 16 plus 12, and that equals 28. There's your answer. So for example 3b, we're going to have another order of operations problem. This is more complex than the other ones were. So let's consider this one. So the problem is that we want to, it's an expression. So it's 3/2 times the quantity. Those brackets out there means the quantity, like parentheses mean the quantity. So times the quantity, 4 plus the quantity above the fraction line, which that's like an entire quantity, 2 times the quantity 8 minus 4 squared, divided by the square root of 16. And then that whole piece there, you subtract 6 from it. So as we start looking through it, we're going to take the minus, where to go here, the 8 minus 4, and we're going to solve that by saying that 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. So then we can replace this inside the parentheses here with a 4. So on this next line, you see that we have 2 times 4 squared over the square root of 16. Well, this exponent has to be done before anything else. You can't multiply anything until you take this exponent, because it goes parentheses and those types of things, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. Here's subtraction and addition and multiplication. So now we're going to take this 2 times, we got the 4 here, so we get 4 squared is 16. So in the next member here, we get 2/3 times the quantity 4 plus 32 divided by the square root of 16, all minus 6. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of the square root on the 16 because that's like an exponent. The square root it's an exponent. So what we're going to do is that has to be done. So now we've got this 4 plus 32 divided by 4. The square root of 16 is 4. There's the 4 that we're dividing by here. And still at minus 6. Then it's this 3/2 times 4 plus 8. That's inside the brackets here. We got these brackets. They have to be done now. Everything inside is being done right now. So what's being done inside is the 8 plus the 4, and that gives us a 12. So now we have 3/2 times 12. The brackets are now gone because we've taken care of what's going on inside the brackets. 12 minus 6, and so now we have the 3/2 times 12 is 18 minus 6, and 18 minus 6 is 12. So that brings us down. You see that we went as deep as we could. We went past these brackets in deeper to the braces inside. And then we didn't do the exponent first. We did what was in the brackets, which was the 8 minus 4. Then we took the exponent. We took the times, it's squared. So 2 times 4 squared ended up being 32. And then we divided by the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is 4. So 32 divided by 4 is 8. And we have 4 plus 8. So now we've taken care of these brackets here. We got 8 going, 8 and 4. Once we add these together, there's nothing else, no reason for the brackets anymore. So now we're going to have 3/2 times the 12 minus the 6. So the 3/2 came first. You did the multiplication and division first, then we did the subtraction. So the multiplication and division times 12 says we have 18 minus 6. And 8, now finally we can subtract this last piece out, and the 18 minus 6 is 12. Okay, it says check your understanding. This would be for you guys to do on your own. But so what are we doing? It's 2 times 5 squared times 4 times the quantity minus 3 squared. So how would we attack that? So the first thing we need to do is take care of braces. But in this case, the braces are basically done, but we could solve this. We could do this exponent here. And we could do this exponent here at the same time. So we could say 2 times 5 squared is 25 times 4 times minus 3 squared, which is an even exponent, so the negative sign disappears, ends up being 9. So now we have 25 times 2 is 50. So this is equal to 50. And now times 4 times 9 is 36. So 50 times 36. And I don't have that number in front of me. So what is 150 times 180 times 10 is like 1,800. I think that would be 1,800. Oops, right here. If I'm wrong, someone tell me. Leave a note, comment in the comment section. So, anyways, and now if we want to evaluate 3a squared plus 6 for a equal to minus 5. Okay, well here now we have the minus 5 and the a is minus 5. So what's different about this? We're going to say 3a squared plus 6. In this case, we're going to say 3 times minus 1 times a, which is 5 now, squared, and plus 6. So what does the rule say? This is multiplication. This is multiplication. So multiplication comes after exponents. So you have to do exponents before multiplication. So, and here's multiplication, 3 times this. So we're going to get, I'm going to rearrange this a little bit. I'm going to say minus 1 times 3 times 5 squared is 25 plus 6. So all of this has to be taken care of. Then we can come down here and take care of adding in the 6. So 3 times 25 is 75. And minus 1, so that makes it minus 75. And we're going to add 6 to it. So minus 75 plus 6 is equal to 69. Excuse me, minus 69. All right, I'll do it here, minus 69. Okay. Thanks for watching.